So let's have a conversation here. Let's talk about the greatest women there is in the world. Let's talk about the ladies that most men always dream about being with. They can't wait to get over to that exotic country to be with these beautiful, beautiful women in that country. Let's talk about it. See, I'm going to talk about it on the American side, though. My friend, do you think that America changes anyone coming from the Philippines, or they were always like this in the Philippines? What's your opinion about that?
So, I first came to the United States when I was probably 25.
Mm-hmm.
So, it will not change you as a person. But for me, it changed the way how I think. And then, what did I say?
How you perceive.
And it only changed the way I perceive things. But that you as a Filipino is always going to be there in terms of your culture,
Mm-hmm.
the root, the food,
Mm-hmm.
the values is always
Always going to be there.
regardless of what the environment you live in.
You live in. So would you say that if you come here as a Filipino and you become vindictive and nasty, it's not America that did that to you? You were always that way in the Philippines. It's just that you came here and America just brought it out of you a little bit more.
In my opinion, yeah, because if you were because you have to understand that every person have different types of character.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were brought up, like for example me, I grew up in the province, or like deep province.
Yes.
So my way of thinking is very different. I was always taught that you have to be helpful. You always have to be nice. You have to be always to be loving and caring. Share the food
Yes.
that you have, even though you don't have enough on your plate.
Yes.
You still have to share that to anybody because that's the full representation of being a
Filipino.
Because we're always hospitable, regardless if it's a stranger or whatever. So if I come to the United States and I'm already ground, so that root, me as a person, will always come out.
It's not going to
So
change.
America will never change.
But if you're not grounded and you're just vindictive and have crowd mentality, America's going to bring it out of you even more.
Absolutely. Because if you were the type, because you have to understand that there is two definitions of Filipinos.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd mentality is the other definition of Filipinos.
Yes.
And when you come to the United States and you have that kind of mentality, the other side of America will cultivate that, and you will feed on that.
Yes.
And you will become
More vicious. Yes.
nasty.
Yes.
You think about this other side of America that they shouldn't be coming here because, things like that.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes.
But the true essence of being a Filipino is you have values.
Yes.
You have roots. You have sense of caring.
Mm-hmm.
Hospitality. It's always gonna be like that. So me, if there is someone in need, I will be there.
Yes.
Because that's how I was taught, and that's how me as a person.
As a Filipino was raised. But if you find a Filipino who becomes very nasty and nasty while they're here in America, they were always that way while they were in the Philippines.
I'm very good in terms of energy. That's why I don't really go to a lot of Filipino gatherings.
Yes.
Because I can already sense in that group that there's a lot of Filipinos like that.
So you stay away from those type
Yes.
of Filipinos.
And I'm gonna say it 100%.
Yes.
I don't have a lot of Filipino friends here because I've already experienced in the past
Mm-hmm.
that they will do you bad.
Oh, yes. And
And
that's going to be the subject of this video here today. So, my friend, I truly appreciate you. It's always good to get a Filipino perspective on things, I like sharing stories and I like talking about stories, but I want a Filipino to really, give some kind of clarity to what I am trying to say. And I truly appreciate you very much. So thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very much. All right. Why do I start off the video like this? You know, a lot of us, as we get old, we all get seasoned. You know, we all start learning a lot of new things that we never knew before. We start paying attention to certain things that we never used to before. Well, some of us. Well, the new trend is now for a lot of us old heads who are here in America and other countries where we are having a difficult time with the ladies in our homeland. A lot of us are looking to go abroad to find a particular type of woman who's going to give us less drama, who's going to be a little bit more compliant, who's going to be a little bit more appreciative of the things that we are doing for them. So does a lot of us think. A lot of us think that that's really going to happen. Now let's talk about the best women them out here in the world. The best women them out here in the world. You know, everybody say Filipino women are the best. These are the type of women that you really want to go with. These are the type of women who's going to give you less headache and less drama in your life. That's what a lot of people say. Well, I'm going to speak on the American side. And I do have a lot of experience in this. For someone who has been in the medical field for almost 30 years, especially out here in Las Vegas, not including New York, who has been working around a lot of people, especially women from the Philippines, I can tell you guys this. It depends on the type of woman that you choose from the Philippines. That's going to be the best woman for you. Because they're not the best. And I'm sorry to say it, they're not the best. Let me tell you something about some Filipino women that I know from my side of the globe. And this goes for Filipino women out there in the Philippines too. I know a lot of guys are going to say, well, you know, those Filipinos come here to America and they just change. Listen, bullshit. You are who you are wherever you travel to. You are who you are wherever you travel to. If you were an asshole here in America and you were a drinker and you were a no good individual, you going to the Philippines is not going to change who you are. For the first couple of months, you might act like this is how you're a different person, but you're going to go back into the same person as you were. If you didn't change yourself here before you go over there to the Philippines, you're going to be who you are. Same thing goes for a lot of these Filipino women. If they were a certain way in the Philippines, when they come here to America, they're going to be that way. They're not going to be any different than what they were when they were in their own home country. I know a lot of you guys are going to say, I don't believe that, you know, it's the country that they go to change up. Well, ask yourself, fellas, how many expat you guys know out there in the Philippines who you guys really don't want to be around? Because either they cause a lot of trouble, they're drinkers, they're smokers, some of them don't have enough finance, so they come around and they want to borrow things from you. How many of you guys know those type of guys that you guys try to avoid? Now, what's going to make a Filipino woman any different if you bring her here to America if she was like that in the Philippines? A person who is very vindictive, a person who carry certain bad habits. You think them coming here to America is going to be any different? And the reason why I'm actually saying this, today is my duty. I am out here driving my wife around. I am driving my wife around in her car. And we've been having some serious conversation while we are sitting in that car about how some Filipino ladies can be. Single, not single, married women. They're all the same. She is telling me how you have certain groups of Filipino women that she thought was great friends. And then all of a sudden, certain things changes in one life. And I always say misery love company. We have these Filipino women that's going through the certain things, say they both have husbands that's cheating on them. You know, they have each other to cry on. You know, they stay together. They have each other to cry on. They stay friends. But then say one person decide to get up and say, no, I am not going to tolerate being cheated on anymore. I'm not going to be tolerated being disrespected anymore. Now that person move on and they find peace. They're very happy. Now the other lady who is staying in her miserable relationship now, she's going to go out there and she's going to search for somebody else who's going through the same problem that she's going through. And when she find that individual who's going through the same problems like she's having in her home life, what do you think is going to happen to her and the other friend who now found happiness, found peace, and move on with her life? Don't really have to be listening to the negativity that she was sharing with someone who was going through the same thing. Now she find other women who are now empowered, free, happy, don't have to cry about their miserable life. What do you think is going to happen? See, now she's not company for that other lady. She's not company for that other lady no more, because she, even though she does understand what that woman is going through because she's been through it before, because she's not there crying with that lady anymore, guess what you think happens with that relationship? They become enemies. They become enemies now, because the lady who's still going through her miserableness don't like the other lady no more who found happiness. And forget it if they're all working together. Here's where the problem comes in. One party start talking bad about the other. And guess who always start the negative conversation about the other? The unhappy, miserable woman. So tell me, fellas, does that sound like these women are the best women there is in the world? I'm married to one. I think mine is a good woman. But I'm not going to say that those women from that country is better than any other woman. It depends on the type of woman that you end up with. But you guys know who are living out there in that country that you guys run into these type of women that I'm talking about. Women who see another woman is moving on with her life and have found some happiness, found some type of peace, because maybe she's with someone who's treating her well. And this other friend of hers that she used to hang with is not having that same happiness in her life. What do you think is going to happen? Of course, she's going to go out there and talk negatively about that woman to every and anyone who would listen to her, especially the people who are in these unhappy relationships. Those are the ones who are going to be out there listening to the former friend talking negatively about her former best friend's life, because now that other woman is happy and she is still miserable. So are they really the best woman there is in the world? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You see, I know some people are not going to come out here and really tell the truth. They're still going to try to let you guys believe that these women are the best women there is in the world. But what they're not going to try to tell you, they're not going to tell you the badness about some of those women out there. But I'm speaking from my side of town. I'm speaking from my side of town. It's not America that make these women change. It's not America. These women has always been the way they were in their own home country. Sure, people do change when you move to a different environment. You try to adapt with the new environment that you're living in. That doesn't mean that you are going to come here and automatically change into a new individual. It doesn't work like that. Just like you fellas who like to drink and smoke, chase the ladies, have no respect for women, just want a woman to be very compliant. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to take that same thing over there in the Philippines with you. Might make you get worse, because now you have easier access to cheaper liquor. You have easier access to many women that you can run through. Same thing, man. You guys know what it is with me, man. It's always peace and love, man. Peace and love.